Hello again and welcome. My name is Jordan Belgrand from WingChunQigon.com. These are a series of lectures that I've put together that provide the theoretical understanding and philosophy behind Taoist alchemical arts, or the internal arts, sometimes called Neigong. I have a series of lessons up online where I give the internal techniques that are normally hidden from society. With these techniques, I don't really have the time to express all of the philosophies and so forth. So I've put up these series and I'm releasing them free because I think it's great for humanity to understand this knowledge and keep progressing. Today, we're covering the four foundations. I really, when I came across this in my studies of Qigong, it was something that really heightened for me the understanding of the healing aspects of Qigong. Um, in a sense, sorry, there are multiple types of Qigong you could do. You could do scholastic because you're trying to be smarter. You could do healing Qigong because you're sick and need to heal. You could do health Qigong to keep yourself in check. And you could do martial Qigong because you like to smash bricks or, hit things with great force. So I believe this one is more aligned with the healing and health Qigong. As always, I'm going to read a quote because the masters, these quotes, they really are the keys, right? And they hold all the information. And this is from the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine, hence the healing health piece. 2nd century BC, right? So pretty phenomenal. Blood and nourishment are yin and circulate internally. They are protected by yang. Energy and resistance are yang and emanate externally. They are nourished by yin. All right, awesome. It's really funny that after all the years of practicing and reading all these different texts and having different teachers, I can come back to these pithy quotes and read it and go, that's enough. He's answered it. But potentially, when I read it to you, it doesn't give you much of an answer because you haven't done all of that knowledge and understanding. So I'm just going to do a bit of explanation of that. We came from the background of the dichotomy between yin and yang, although it is of one essence. And we can see that, like a snowball, we're gathering more information, sort of magnetically sticking, and it becomes more detailed. And there's a great depth to the Taoist teachings. If we focus on this yin aspect, you can see that it's associated with blood and nourishment. And we know today that if you have an injury within your body and you can't get blood to that location, the likelihood of it recovering diminishes, right? You can ask any good physio, osteo, chiro, whoever it may be, when you're injured, one of the things is to get on that recovery path is to get blood flow into that area. Not to mention other things like alignment and strength and all that sort of stuff. But you understand that I'm just focusing here on the blood. And why is that? Well, we know that when we breathe, we have this transference of CO2 and oxygen that goes to the red blood cells that are then taken through the circulatory system around the body. We saw in previous lectures that the flow of a stream or a river or such, let's say stream, because usually it's a mountainside with a stream and it has pristine water. But if you have something further away down the mountain, especially around humans, and it's the water's still, it becomes stagnant and gathers disease. And so the Taoists saw this in nature and applied that same lesson to their own bodies, that there is a flow that's required. And it's very true. If we have that continuous flow, then we can have things that are nourishing the parts of your body that need healing and taking away areas of disease and expelling that from your body. Um, this can be seen in studies of sleep and especially your immune system. So we've got to touch on the white blood cells as well. In it eliminating cancer cells, it's extremely important. So we can see here this tie-in. The yin is within your body. It's closely related to blood, and the blood nourishes you. No woo-woo, no anything like that. And I believe fundamentally with Qigong practice at the physical level, this is a requirement. And simply by this occurring, people have gone through healing their bodies. In some of them seem very miraculous, right? But we'll get to that in a sec. But it could be that their lives are led in such a way that they're being stagnant or they're misaligned or whatever. There's so many factors, right? I don't want to call them all out. And by just simply undoing that blockage, it allows for that healing to occur. Now, we look at the yang side of things, which is energy and resistance. And they say it emanates from the body. From my understanding of Neigong and Qigong arts, this is the Wei Qi field that resonates away from your body, and it's what he's describing here. It tends to be repulsive in a sense from one of the 8 extra meridians called Dai Mak. It is sometimes, in a sense, drawn because it's a weird one that it goes around the body in this fashion. And then in other texts I've seen, it actually goes around the body like a spiral. Okay. Don't stress so much where the line is, or the important point is it's running in a horizontal fashion, unlike the other lines that tend to be vertical. And with the practices of correct deep breathing, and there are specific practices you can do, you can increase that field. And that's extremely important when you're entering into the autumn and winter months to protect yourself energetically. You can reverse those practices and withdraw that field. And that's okay. And say, say summer and spring, you can change like that. But if you do that in the periods where you tend to get sick or it's flu season and so forth, it's not a great idea, right? So we can see that the energy is this radiating energy from your body. So the greater your vitality, and your, especially how you breathe and your attitude and emotions, you can express that energy outside of yourself. And then there is the resistance, and that's why I'm talking about the Wei Qi, because it's a type of immunity to keep away energetic parasites. And people might go, oh, right, there's these parasites that are floating around in space. Is there? If you look at the previous talk, I was talking about things such as electric, magnetic, electromagnetic, acoustic types of frequencies or radiation. If your resistance is strong enough, it can ward off these things that would otherwise could be detrimental to you. If you're weaker, these things can then penetrate more and bring you down. Of course, depending on the strength of this types of radiation. If it's, say, literal radiation that is from an atomic power plant and you're close to it, it doesn't matter how strong your Wei Qi field is, it's going to rip straight through you, okay? So in those cases, the best remedy is to never put yourself in that type of situation. So too in life, you shouldn't be hanging out with, say, your mobile phone always close to your body. That's a real bad idea. And always having the Wi-Fi on, cellular reception while that's occurring. So too with the Wi-Fi generated SSIDs that come out and you connect to. You shouldn't have those in your bedroom when you're sleeping, as an example. I'll do some videos on all of this later. I just wanted to touch on these 4 foundations. I think if you're practicing Qigong or looking to get into Qigong, you can have the, the sanity of this makes sense. And that's what I want to bring into my practice, which requires me to do different types of movement to move the blood and nourish those areas, especially not just blood. There is interstitial fluid, and lymph plays an extremely important role in this. And then also the attunement of my mind, that I'm sensitive to the energies that are emanating from my body. That part takes a bit more time depending on the individual. For those who haven't felt those sensations, the advice I can give is you need to learn to quiet your mind, because the quieter your mind, the more you can hear and the more you can, in this case, feel. So you can really place all of your intention into your kinesthetic proprioceptive senses, and you can then pick up on these things. Excellent. If you want to learn more about those techniques, how to get started and go through in a progressive fashion, I have a course online on www.wingchunqigong.com. I'll place a link below. Please subscribe and like if you like this video. I'll place some things up here so you can watch some more. Well, you have a great day.